Testing, testing. Hello. So, I know it's been a while. I completely and utterly forgot to show you guys what I got for my birthday. Um, so my folks just gave me some money to put in savings to go toward the moving over to England eventually. But Keith brought me bought me some chocolate and some jelly babies and stuff. I've already eaten all of that, so that was delicious. And he got me this. It's Luna Lovegood's wand from the Harry Potter series, and I really like it. It's really cool. Wish I could really do magic with it, because that would be fun. That would have come in handy. Last night, as I was at work and dealing with coworkers, but yeah, that's the other thing I could kind of talk about. But yeah, so enough. This is my new toy. This is my new thing that I play with, and I really like it. I carry it around with me everywhere if I could, but I've tried carrying it around with me because the smocks I wear at work are black and they're about the same length as like the Harry Potter robes that they wear. But the problem is that the pockets are too short for the one, so I end up putting it in there, and then it ends up I either need to like take it out of my pocket if I'm bending down and standing up a lot, or I've actually almost lost it a couple of times one shift. So it stays in either my room or my purse. So from here on out, um, work is interesting right now. Um, we have lost all of our former management. Everybody has moved on and found different jobs or whatever. And so we have an all new crew of people, except for me. And I'm trying to think. There's I think at least three of us that are still around from when I first started. Um, well, plus the pharmacy people. So um, I think only one person has left there. But yeah, we lost a couple of customer service representatives too. And so we've got some new people, and it's baby steps. It's trying to get them used to the way things are run, and they do things differently than the mansion we had before. So that that can be a little confusing. So it's just kind of like, okay. I don't know if I should give an example because it has to do with money and stuff and counting down the drawers at night, and I don't want to give people have somebody watch this video and then go, oh, well, I can go in and so no hints on that from me, but let's just suffice to say that the new team does things a lot differently than their old team did. And again, it's not bad versus good. It's just, or the other way around, it's just different. And it's just getting used to that different. The one thing I do have to say that annoys me, and this is something that was a problem even before we started losing staff and gaining new staff. And that is with me, and that is with me feeling like I'm kind of left on my own. I used to feel like I had certain coworkers that I could go to if I needed help, or, that we would kind of trade back and forth. It's like, you help me with this, I'll help you with that. And last night was one of those nights where it was like, I wasn't helped. And, well, let me put a little bit of backstory in it. I think I mentioned this before, but we have bays, rolling shelves that we put all of our overstock on, and also sometimes stuff that's not out yet but will be going out, like for a special promotion or whatever. And so I went into work yesterday, and it started out as a really quiet, boring day. As a matter of fact, Terry, my boss, and I use that in quotes because I don't really know if she is my boss or not, or if she just, takes advantage of her being over there and bosses me around. But anyway, so she basically asked me, she said, so the bays are done, blah, 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 because I did the bays the other day. The problem was, I started the bays one day earlier in the week, or I should say on the weekend, and after the weekend, because we normally get our freight and stock in on Fridays. So we just stock the freight, and then like the day after or something like that, I brought out our overstock bays, and I started doing what we call excess inventory, which is basically I have to get a scanner, and I have to go around and scan all the extra product that we have, count that out, and then count out how many are on the shelves. And of course, if there's spaces and room for product, take it from the bay and put it on the shelf. Which can sometimes be discouraging and sometimes be like, yes, things are going out. That's fantastic. And also reorganizing. It seems like every single time I do the base, it's like I have to reorganize it and make sure everything's faced neat. And so it's basically like facing the store, but it's facing 2 rolling shelves. Well, that's the other part of the problem, is the fact that they're rolling. So it's like sometimes if I accidentally hit the edge of a shelf or something, it can knock everything over. But anyway, so I took those out a few days ago. Got started. There's 2 of them basically. One of them for like body bath, hair, a couple other areas, and then the next one is for like shaving, facial care, that kind of stuff. And the other problem is, on one cart we also have makeup, which sometimes is like the longest thing to do. Well, lately we've had some displays go down of nail polish and stuff like that, because we're changing things around, and we had to make room on, when you walk into a Walgreens, and usually when you're in the beauty area, there's like a section that has like glass shelves, and then they'll have like stuff put on there. Well, we used to have a lot of our stuff that didn't go on basic, but we're still like stuff from past promotions that we hadn't sold yet, or stuff that was from basic but that was extras, so we would put that on those shelves. Well, with it being Christmas, with being closer to Christmas now, we had to get rid of all that because we had to make room for all of the perfume, cologne gift sets, makeup gift sets, and all that. So now it's all on my base with no, what am I trying to say? With no, oh gosh, I'm blanking, guys, I'm sorry. So, like, they're all in baskets. They're all sorted according to, like, what they are. Like, I have Sinful Colored nail polish in one. I have Sally Hansen in another. And I have Essie in another. The problem is, and what can get really repetitive and really mind-numbing, is because everything else is fine. Even with, like, the makeup and stuff. That, I kind of got a flow going with that. But when it comes with the nail polish, like with the Sinful Colors, the display for it is now attached to our counter area, along with the Jordana makeup. And it's right on the end, and it's right across from where Terry's makeup center is. So when people come in and say, I want a new look, or I want to find a good foundation or whatever, Terry sits them there and works with them. And so, but the chair swivels around like this chair does. So what I usually do is, like, let's say the Sinful Colors is right here. So I'll usually sit down with my scanner and everything. I'll scan one of, whichever color I'm looking at. I'll scan that, and then first off, I'll try to figure out if any of it can go out. And then if it doesn't, I count out what we've got, and then change the count if it's different in the. If it's different in the, if it's different, Like last night I was scanning a few, and, well, this is the other thing. I didn't realize that somebody had separated the Sinful Colors into two baskets. And so I got done, and I was like, oh, this is great, I have time to do this. And then as I'm going around and trying to decide, well, what time do I have, because I also had to face and, other stuff. I had other things I had to do. And so, well, and that was the other thing, and I think I missed saying this part, but, so I was doing the first bay a few days ago. I didn't get totally done with it, but I got done with everything except for makeup and nail polish. Or no, I take that back, because I hadn't done the second bay, but I got mostly done with the first bay, which has, like, body and bath, hair care, that kind of thing. I didn't get totally done with it, though. And so I left a note, because we have a little notebook that we're supposed to write in now. And so I wrote in there, I was like, I have this much that this is where I left off, for the next person who comes in. And the thing that really irritates me is that the gal who worked the day after I did, because I had a day off the next day, and the gal who came in, she specifically asked me, so where are you on the bays? Where do I need to pick up? And so I thought she was going to handle the whole thing. So it turns out I come in today, or yesterday, and in the notebook she's written down what she's done and stuff, and she said bays are done. So I'm like, okay, so both me and Terry are like, okay, that's fine, both bays are done, that's great. And so there was a time in there where there was literally almost nothing to do. You know, and I kind of wandered around a bit. Terry was even like, you know, you may want to go down the shelves and try to pick off, because when we put the tags up, or when we take the tags down every week, a lot of times, like, little pieces of sticky will still be on there, or even sometimes part of the tag will still be on, because if it rips or whatever. And so it's just go along and see what you can get off of there. So I was doing that. I talked about mind numbing, talked about boring, but, you know, because I didn't think I had anything else to do. I thought the bays were done. And then later on, when Carrie, I'm gonna say her name, Carrie, when she came in, she was like, and I don't remember if I asked her, because you know, like I said, we have like at least 3, and actually technically there are 4 baskets worth of nail polish. And so I was like, I think I asked her, because for some reason it got stuck in my brain, and I was like, I don't know if she did that, you know, and she said she got done with everything except for makeup. So I did makeup the next day after I came in, and then, like I said, I thought I was done. And then she either said, hey, did you get done with the nail polishes? Or I asked her if she'd done the nail. I can't remember now who brought it up. But it turns out that she had not done the nail polishes. Because, and keep in mind, this is what frustrates me. She was scheduled in cosmetics the day that I had my day off. She was scheduled over there. For some reason, she spent, and she told me this, that she spent 2 hours up front behind the register working on cigarettes. Why? You know? Which then leads me to think that she didn't want to do the nail polishes. So there's my first problem, is that she chose not to do something that she said she would do, but she did everything else. 2, the other thing that really pisses me off is that she was just like, that she got upset with me for asking her if she, and I was just like, and then 3, the third thing that really pissed me off was that she apparently decided, because, well, yesterday she was on the floor. Last night she was a floor person. So somebody from management, I don't know which one it was, got her set up on doing a reset of the impulse section, which is, you know, when you go up to the front, go up to the register, and there's that section that has like candy, gum, various little odds and ends. And, you know, it's basically like, oh, I need this, or oh, I could get a candy bar or whatever, you know. hoping that you'll pick it up and add that to your inputs, which also comes in handy because there's a lot of times, because we have like the points coupons that are like you get so many points if you spend so much. Well, there's been times where, somebody's wanted to use one of those and what they bought isn't enough, and I say, well, if you get a candy bar or a pack of gum or something, that should boost you over and we'll be able to use you're able to add those points. So I'm just like, okay. And, well, she's working on the reset, which, that's fine. That gives me time to work on what I need to work on. And I got my facing done. But here's the thing. Once I found out that she hadn't gotten the nail polishes done, I was excited. Because I was like, I have something to do. And so I brought out the bay, I started working on it, and then I start working on this, and then it's like I get interrupted every 5 seconds. And we have one of our newer gals working as the cashier, and there were a couple times she had to run off and go to the bathroom or deal with trash or whatever, and so she was like, Julie, can you watch the front? Carrie doesn't want to be interrupted. And that's when the old familiar feeling of, oh, what I'm doing isn't nearly as important. And I get this feeling every so often at work, and I don't know if I'm imagining it or if it's really a thing. But, I mean, I'm just tired of being the one that's taken advantage of. I'm tired of being the one who, what you're doing, even though the bays were supposed to be done, even though I signed off on the bays, thinking they were done, and come to find out that they're not done. And I couldn't get done with them. I could not get done with all the nail polishes. And yet, we had to stay late because Carrie had spent almost all shift working on this impulse display, which, keep in mind, is just a little bitty shelf, But it took her all shift to do this. And at the end, it was like we were getting ready to go, and Tim, who was our closing manager, he was like, Julie, take the stuff that got taken off for the reset and see what you can do about putting it back. So I did that with the candy and stuff. And then I started to push back. But then I had to stop and go do something else. And Carrie turns around and says, did you get this done? And I try telling her, and then I start to head to the office to get my stuff ready, and I look down the aisle, and she's putting away all the, there was like some medicines, Flonase and stuff like that. She had some medicine stuff in her, and she was putting that away. And I'm like, I want to go home. And the other thing that pisses me off is back when, I first found out from Carrie that she had, not, I ran and grabbed the bays, I'm working through them, and then we start doing lunches and stuff. And thankfully, we had an extra person, so I didn't have to go up front and cover for the gal who's the cashier. But then I'm working through this, and then I'm realizing I'm not going to get done with this. And I'm thinking I have to face starting at 7. I have to do all this other stuff. I'm not going to have time. So I went and found Tim, and I told him, and I was like, I had no idea this wasn't done. And so he was like, well, just do what you can. And then he said, I'll come over once I'm done with this, with what he was working on. I'll come over and help you face. And so I was like, okay, that works. Yeah, he never came over. So now I feel like I'm lied to, which isn't good. Because, again, my main problem is that I didn't do trash last night. I could have done trash, but I just felt like I was being taken advantage of. And I felt like I was, like, people were like, you're not important. This is more important than what you've got going. And I'm like, and again, I understand, new management, they do things differently, that's fine. It's a learning process. But you have to understand, for a while, in the midst of all this chaos of people leaving and, people deciding that they're not going to stay around and stuff like that, one of the big things we had going on through our district manager was doing the bays. It was important. We had 2 people for each bay. Now, my secondary, well, technically she was the primary, but she left, so I became primary for the beauty bays. But it's like everybody had at least 2 owners on a certain amount of bays, and it's like you had to get this done, and you had to do this homework and learn all about the bays, and you had to take this test in order to be a certified owner. And I went through all of that. Mess. And now it's like, nope, that's not important. And it's like we're just supposed to go, oh, okay, and then jump to the new stuff. And it's like, really? So I may very well talk to my new store manager about this when I go in tomorrow. And just be like, I'm confused. We were told under the old management that doing the bays was supremely important, that they had to get done, that they had to get 100% completed, that they had to get, we had to do that, we had to do scan-outs, and that's fine if somebody else wants, because I've been told somebody else has been doing scan-outs, and that's fine. That takes a weight off of me. But it's like, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to say, how important is getting the bays done? And can we talk about, because it's like day before yesterday, I thought that the bays were done. And I didn't find out until about 4:30, 5 o'clock that all the random nail polish brands had not been done. And so, and by that point, I'm getting pulled to do IC3s. I'm getting pulled, to help people find stuff and all of that. Because Carrie is doing her reset. I'm the only one who's on the floor, technically. So, that's what irritates me. It's just, I understand things are different now. I understand that we're going to be doing some things differently. But you need to tell us, as the store manager, you need to tell us what's important. You need to let us know. If you don't get the base done, that's perfectly fine. You know, whatever. But the thing that really irritates me is that the person who I was counting on to finish, or at least get some more of it done, she didn't get done. She spent 2 hours doing something that she was not technically supposed to be doing because she was not upfront. She was not a cashier. She was not a floor person. She was in cosmetics, which means she should have been working on cosmetics things. At least that's how I feel it. So, as you guys can probably tell, I'm still a little bit upset about this. But hopefully I'm going to get to talk to our new store manager tomorrow, and I'll say it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating because I feel like what I'm doing isn't as important as doing stuff. And the fact that we had to stay late because to help with this reset. And instead of me being able to get done with my base. And I'm also going to say, eventually, I'm going to be leaving. And somebody else is going to have to know how to do this. I haven't heard one thing about me training anybody. I haven't heard anything about anybody being trained to do the base. What's going to happen when I leave? And I know, probably some of you think, well, don't worry about it. It's not your problem. Yeah, well, easier said than done. I wish I could just let it go. I wish I could just, be like, oh, no, whatever. But, nah, not really. Anyways, this has probably gone on long enough. I probably ranted a lot more than I wanted to. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. Things are going well as far as the move, as far as getting to England. Keith's working on the marriage visa. Once that's ready, he'll be sending me what I need to fill out, and we'll be able to get going with that. And I've been going through all my stuff. I don't know if you can see, but my shelf over there is a lot less cluttered than it used to be. Got rid of some stuff. And, yeah, and I'm going through my closet. Gotta do laundry today and all that, so, and we're gonna go see Murder on the Orient Express, which, yay. Can't wait to see that. That's gonna be fun. I used to read that book over and over and over again when I was a kid, when I was younger, because I loved it. I loved that book. I loved all the Agatha Christie books. Wish I still had a bunch of them, but, maybe when I go over in England, I can restart that collection. Anyway, so I will let you guys go. I will edit this and upload, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.